Welcome to the very first episode of ParoDnD. Sorry about the poor sound quality for this part, I'm recording it in retrospect. In this actual play podcast, my friends and I will take turns GMing different properties, whether they be books, movies, games, or anything else. As you might expect from the name, they will usually be done with a twist. The first one we're attempting is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. The twist is, my friends haven't read Elantris, so they're obviously going to have a bit of trouble trying to figure out what's going on. So a few notes before we get started. First of all, this podcast has foul language, violence, rowdiness, horniness, and lots of dark humor. So if that's not your vibe, this podcast might not be for you. Second of all, we are not associated with Brandon Sanderson, Dragonsteel, or Tor Books. I'm just personally a big fan. Dragonsteel and Brotherwise Games are currently launching an RPG on Kickstarter. You should check it out, it's pretty cool. It was originally supposed to be just for Stormlight, but it turns out it's for the entire Cosmere, which is something I didn't know until after we recorded the first 3 sessions of this podcast. If you want to see us play this RPG, you can support us through the link in the description. The donations will be used to buy the highest tier of the Kickstarter that we can. Any remaining money we'll use to improve this podcast. Thirdly, do I need to have read Elantris to enjoy this podcast? It's certainly preferable, but it is not necessary. My players don't know the story at all, and they are just going off the cuff, basically. While the journey of the main characters from the book, who they are and what they try to achieve, will remain a complete mystery to you, the core mystery at the heart of the book Elantris will be eventually, hopefully, discovered by my players. Finally, a quick note on Aeonic pronunciations. I will try and pronounce them as correctly as possible when referring to specific Aeons. However, when referring to names or places, I will be using the audiobook pronunciations, as I'm mostly familiar with those. For example, it'll be called Aeon Ate, but it will be pronounced Karata. Alright, that's all the notes. Let's get into the podcast proper. Enjoy! Elantris was beautiful once. It was called the City of the Gods, a place of power, radiance, and magic. Visitors say that the very stones glowed with an inner light, and that the city contained wondrous arcane marvels. At night, Elantris shone like a silvery fire, even visible from a great distance. Yet, as magnificent as Elantris was, its inhabitants were more so. Their hair a brilliant white, their skin almost a metallic silver. The Elantrians seemed to shine like the city itself. Legends claim that they were immortal, or at least nearly so. Their bodies healed quickly, and they were blessed with great strength, insight, and speed. They could perform magics with a bare wave of their hand. Men visited Elantris from all across Opilon to receive Elantrian healings, food, and wisdom. They were divinities, and anyone could become one. The Shéod, it was called, the transformation. It struck randomly, usually at night, during mysterious hours when life slowed to rest. The Shéod could take beggar, craftsman, nobleman, or warrior. When it came, the fortunate person's life ended and began anew. They would discard their old mundane existence and move to Elantris, where they would live in bliss, rule in wisdom, and be worshipped for all eternity. Eternity ended 10 years ago. Good afternoon. Welcome to ParoDnD, the podcast where we ruin all your favorite childhood properties. We're currently doing Elantris. My name is Owen. I am the GM. We are playing Call of Cthulhu, by the way.
Hi guys, my name is Ilya. I will be playing Percival Gigglesnort the Foolish, also known as Jinxie.
My name is Oisin. I'm going to be playing Cooper Castle, a travelling thespian looking to get in the King's good graces.
Hello, my name is Jordan and I will be playing Rúairí Redwood, the gold clerk serial hobbyist who can't commit to anything.
All right. Everyone roll me a luck.
I pass.
Okay. You all passed? Who passed?
Passed. Just about.
99, I think.
You got 99?
I don't know. What is that? Is that a 10?
Yeah, that's 100.
100.
Yeah, you got 100. You go first roll.
That's the worst.
That is
Oh, is it?
that is the
100's
worst
the
roll.
worst.
Oh,
One's the
damn.
best.
Yeah. Okay, so how much did you beat it by?
1.
You beat it by what?
57.
57. You beat it by 57. Okay, well, I guess we are starting with Percival then.
No. I don't want to start us off.
Too late? Okay, so you are rudely awoken from your slumber with something smelling really bad and licking your face.
What is going on here? Who is this? Barnabus.
It is Barnabus, yes.
Barnabus, my sweet, sweet baby. Come here.
Your cute but scruffy dog climbs all over you, clearly liking you, and he just yelps with joy.
I suppose shit does stick to shit.
It does, but unfortunately, you immediately get a knock at the door.
Yes. Come in. Percival Gigglesnort the Foolish is ready.
Someone knocks again. They don't seem to want to come in.
Oh, okay. I'm coming.
I open the door.
Outside is an old man who you recognize as a servant called Lukai.
Hello, Lucas.
Oh, hello there, Jinx. I'm sorry to wake you up at this ungodly hour, but unfortunately,
I'm a slave. Don't apologize to me.
well, today's very important. You need to prepare the wedding. You're going to be putting on a mighty performance later, I hope.
The wedding. I have to get my good hat.
Might I ask what you intend to perform for the newlyweds?
My signature dance, my signature song and dance. The king loves, he does. The king loves.
Well, remember, it's more for Prince Raoden than it is for King Iadon.
But I'm the king's jester. I dance, I sing, I dance for the king. I dance.
Oh, fuck, I gotta keep doing this.
Just make sure to put on a good show. I have at least 20 more people to wake up, but just make sure you're well prepared. Get your clothes washed if you can.
I'm ready.
You're ready?
I sleep in my clothes.
Are you asleep in your clothes?
Yes, I'm ready to perform.
He moves a bit closer towards you, and he sniffs a bit and says, "Just don't stand near anyone, please."
It's part of the act.
Oh, merciful Domai. All right.
I call it the buzzing of the flies.
I am so worried about this performance. Please do not mess it up, okay? This is a very important day. Otherwise, it'll be on my head.
Okay, I just need to find Barnabus version 2, my scepter, and I am ready to go.
And in blazing hells, man, open up that window. It stinks in here.
There's no windows in here. I'm in a dungeon.
Okay.
I thought you would know this.
I was going to give you a small room that's a bit stuffy, but
Oh no.
It's classic yes ending.
yes, landing.
Gigglesnort the Foolish does not need such commodities.
There's just a huge window that you've painted to look like brick.
yeah, there's like a sun. Like with yellow crayon.
All right. Well, then, he leaves and he goes towards the next door and starts knocking away at it. Are you going to do anything to prepare for your performance this afternoon?
Absolutely. I need to walk the halls and train the pipes and shake the dogs and do the things. Yes.
Are you going to walk the dog?
Well, I would attempt to.
All right.
He usually walks me, the Barnabus. My sweet boy.
Barnabas looks at you and he starts scratching his ear, but his foot can't quite reach his ear, so he's just shaking it. And then he sees a little bug scuttle across the floor and runs after it and tries to grab it, but completely misses it. He doesn't have very good coordination.
No, he's blind and deaf. I think he's missing a foot. I can't tell.
Are you blind too?
My sweet Barnabas.
All right. So you go to get prepared, and we will now move on to Rory. Rory, you are startled awake by the same nightmare that has been haunting you for the past 10 years. You just remember that last moment where everything seemed to fall apart due to a mistake that you made. And suddenly, you startle awake.
Oh, another day. Let's keep going. Let's get this bread, literally and figuratively.
The door slams open and you see that it is your housemate, Cian. He walks in, he says, "Oh, not again. There's someone coming. They're coming this way. I need to sit down. I need to lock the door." And he quickly shuts it and he runs over and just starts grabbing some bread and eating it really loudly and says, Oh, I'm in trouble again. It's really bad. Oh, it's really bad.
See, and I love you and all. We're great housemates, but I really don't care.
Oh, come on. You have to cut me a little bit of slack. And he gulps it down and finishes it. He says, look, I don't know what it is. I think I messed up at work. I think I really messed up this time.
What happened?
Okay. So, the food was getting ready, right? Food is getting ready. There's a lot of food getting ready for the wedding today. And I put in leeks instead of celery into the soup. Oh my God. What am I going to do? They're going to find out. I'm going to be tossed out on the street.
Look, just sit there, eat your bread. I'm going to be late for work. We can discuss all this later on. They might not even notice.
You're going to work today? You're not going to see the festivities?
No, not really my scene.
Oh, okay. And he climbs over to the window and looks out. And he says, no, there is someone coming this way. There is. I knew it. And just then you hear a knock on the door.
The housing association said nobody's allowed to call before 9 a.m.
Those lying bastards.
I opened the door.
It is just a messenger. And he says, I am looking for Rory.
That's me.
Perfect. Here you go. And he hands you a note. It's just a very quickly scribbled note. And you know immediately it's from your boss.
I'm going to open up the note.
And he says, you might be tempted to walk out and go to see the festivities, but I know you better. Show up for work. Make sure you're there looking smartly dressed.
I love working. I give my life for the Merchants Guild.
All right. Brilliant. So you prepare and you head off to work. As you do so, you walk past. A lot of people are moving around boxes and stuff like that. They're clearing up the main thoroughfare to make sure that after the newlyweds are married, they will be able to send a parade down this street. As you walk past, you see the Dorethi Church, which is a large red building. It's quite ominous, but it's not lavish. It has a lot of paintings and murals on the outside, but they seem very much with a purpose of spreading the message. Everything is very particular. You've met a few Dorethi priests. They have tried to convert you before. They are mostly nice people. However, there is one that stands out as being a bit more, let's say, fervent than the rest. You don't know his name, but as you walk past, you see him. He's this 25-year-old, short, blonde, and he scowls at you, as if he almost knows something. And you continue on.
Very good. I head into work as normal.
Okay, so you're heading towards the merchant sector of Kai, and you come to... The building is relatively large, but it doesn't have the same lavishness on the outsides that the Dorethi Church does. As you walk in, though, it changes. There are very expensive paintings, very lush rugs and stuff like that. And you see one of the nobles there. His name is Duke Telrii, and he pretty much runs the Merchants Guild these days since the king is in charge of the kingdom. He says, everyone to their places, there's a lot of work to do. He's wearing jewelry, he's wearing a coat, and each button has a gem sewn into it. It's very over the top. And he points at you and he says, who do you work for?
I work for the regional manager, Mr. Goldman.
Mr. Goldman. Yes, of course. Just down that corridor. Get there now. We need to make sure we don't lose any money on this wedding.
Excellent. I approach my workstation, a workstation that I'm very familiar with. I come in every morning before 8 a.m. I meet with my coworkers. I ask them how they are, even though I don't care. I sit down and I write out my plan for the day. I have a to-do list that never seems to get finished. I walk in every morning and 3 new tasks are added from the employees who were here earlier than me, from the night before or from the weekend. As I start working towards my to-do list, I notice that all of my other employees today have either decided to come in or gone to the festivities. And I note this in my mind so that I can bring it up at their performance reviews, so that my bonus at the end of the year is better than theirs.
This is starting to sound very personal. It's almost as if you go through this every week.
Sure, Monsieur Rolodex would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Or what was his name? Mr. Goldman.
And it's Mr. Goldman. There's a hyphen.
Like Spider-Man. So, speaking of that, Mr. Goldman, who has his hair greased back into this like thin, spiny mullet, he walks up to you and he says, good job, Rory. Thank you for coming in. I knew I could count on you above everyone else. Damn the peasantry these days. They just don't like hard work. You know what it's like. If only they did what they were supposed to.
You know the mantra of the Merchants Guild, sir. The company over my happiness.
That's exactly what I want to hear. You are the best. Okay, so here's the deal. Aedan is already going into debt with this wedding. We need to make sure that we can scrape up every single penny from every single ounce of every single other department of this kingdom so that we can make sure that the books look good at the end of the year so he won't be thrown off his throne.
May I make a suggestion, sir?
Please do.
How about we tax the rich? I'm just joking.
Oh, thank God.
That's a good little gold
Thank
merchant's
Domai.
joke.
Yes. I like your sense of humor, but please do not mention it again. All right. I'm going to count on you. There's a lot of paperwork here. If you don't get it done, just stay late. I'm sure you'll have nothing else to do. Although, there was a young girl who came back earlier today. She must have been 16, 17. She said she was an alchemist. She said she was teaching you something. I would say ignore that entirely. You shouldn't get involved in that.
Thank you, sir.
I forgot her name. I'm sure you remember. Okay, and finally we will cut to...
Do we have to start with me waking up?
It's the morning.
It is the morning.
I don't sleep, baby.
You don't sleep at all?
Nope.
So you just red-eyed, bleary-faced?
I'm used to it.
A lot of makeup.
Yeah. Coated. I'm wearing contacts to make me look just bright blue.
Blonde hair.
I dye my hair gold.
Okay.
Slicked back in a mullet.
So, you don't wake up.
The start of my day is applying my American Psycho style layers of makeup. Just peeling off the face mask from the night to reveal my usually quite decrepit and insomnia worn face. But yeah, I'm layering on that white paint, covering up the black spots.
Turns out you were actually a ghoul this whole time who came back to society.
You're already an Elantris, you just didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, like, come on, let me back in.
You perform your exfoliation and your makeup applying and all that. Today's a very important day because you're hoping to get some money off some nobles. You haven't been invited to the main show, of course.
I'll earn my way.
But the parade will be passing your way, and you do have tricks up your sleeve, let's say, to make sure that people stop, right?
They're not sleeves, they're gauntlets.
Your wife eventually gets up at this time as well. Her name is Corella.
I call her baby because I've forgotten her name.
30 years. Married.
Yeah, the less we know about each other, the better.
So she wakes up and she immediately starts like clearing her voice.
Good morning, baby!
Good morning. And she sings right back to you. She has a very melodic voice.
A little pitchy on those pipes, dear. Why don't you work in the mirror for a bit?
You know me so well. I need to get ready. I am going to knock it out of the park today. Domai won't know what happened to him. I will be as glorious as the old Elantrians. Trust me.
Well, we'll be better than them. Scum.
Yes. I mean, I never really understood your problem with them, but that's up to you.
I've explained it in length during our nightly talks, but you're usually asleep and I'm usually awake, so
Well, I'll be
I won't
honest.
fault you.
I'll be honest. Even when you say it during the day, I'm not usually paying attention.
I say it all the time. Why am I married to you?
Why do you have to be so boring when talking about Elantrians? You know.
If you weren't so attractive, I swear to God.
But in fairness,
You'd be
right
running
now,
the streets like that. Now work on those pipes.
right now though, the Elantrians, would not go anywhere near them. They are just the scum of the earth.
Their souls are now being reflected on their bodies. They were always scum, dear. Now we just know it.
I don't know. I feel like
You don't know a lot of things now. Now go work on those pipes.
she doesn't even seem to like acknowledge your dismissal of her. She's like, yes, maybe I should go work on those pipes.
Yeah, come here. Give me a little kiss.
She kisses you, but more out of habit. She doesn't even seem to be focusing on you right now.
It's fine, that's good. Eye on the prize.
As you get ready, you come outside and you see your other members of your...
I knock on their trailer doors. Get up, you little goblins.
The door opens and out come 7 different size, different shaped people, all very ugly. You hired them for that purpose.
I picked the finest and ugliest looking people from every town. Anywhere I go, I always look for the ugliest person in the crowd and I go, would you like a job?
The crap of the crop, as they say.
I love the chaff.
God. Oh my god.
There's your title.
Episode 1, I love the chat.
We know what we're naming the podcast now, yeah. So, as you walk out the door, the first person who comes out is who you call
Tricky?
Tricky. Tricky walks out.
Good morning, Tricky.
Good morning. I
It
hope.
is good morning, isn't it?
I mean, yes, I'm a little nervous though. It is.
Better be.
Are we going to be okay today?
Oh, we're going to be better than okay. We've got this down. We've practiced this a million times.
Of course, but what if the prince and princess don't like us?
You know, it's exactly that kind of cynical attitude that keeps people where they are. You don't want to know where I came from, Tricky, but it wasn't a nice place. And look at me now. And I dare him to say anything wrong about my traveling little shack of weirdos.
Yeah, your shack is not in good condition.
So look at me now, Tricky. Who'd have thought?
I mean, I where did I come from again? I forgot. It's been so long that I've been doing
Oh, I
this.
forget too. I just grabbed you out of one of those little slum towns.
Well, I will get everyone else out. And next comes
Sneaky.
Sneaky.
I can just list them all if you like.
Yeah.
In order, there's Tricky, Sneaky, Bitey, Smelly, Snotty, Lumpy, and John.
Now, they all don't have those names for real. You just call them
Of
that.
course. Except John, that might be his real
And
name.
in fact, Bitey corrects you and says, "No, my name is actually Iona. Thank you very much."
Well, if you didn't bite me, then you'd have a better nickname.
I do not remember the last time I bit you. That was just
Bitey. Well, maybe I'll call you Snappy from now on. Would you like that?
no,
Or Rudy.
no. Bitey is fine. All right.
Very well.
And you look at her, and I'm going to get you to roll intelligence for me.
I did not.
You did not. That's some ugly man right there.
Bitey ugly man.
And then Slumpy turns to you and says, I forgot where I put my glasses. This is an old grandma who has a very arched back, and she's not very with it most of the time.
I have a little soft spot for Lumpy.
Slumpy.
Oh, Slumpy. No, Lumpy.
Oh.
Slumpy.
Oh, I
Lumpy now.
Yeah, it's Lumpy now. I've changed my mind on a daily. As soon as, these are deep, complex people with inner lives, and as soon as they start to illustrate a few of those traits, I change their nicknames. Bitchy, for example, she's earned a new nickname.
Slumpy starts looking around on the ground for her glasses. She's outside of her trailer. She's not even paying attention to where she's looking, but she just keeps on crawling.
Oh, Slumpy, don't you remember? I never bought you glasses.
What did you say? Could you speak a little louder, please?
Oh, Slumpy, you adorable old bag, you.
Oh,
Now
thank
go make
you.
breakfast. Off you go.
Oh, breakfast. Yes, I remember recipes from when I took care of my old poor little Aeon. Oh,
It's
he
your
was
old
such...
pre-war recipes. Porridge.
There was a war? Oh, no. That's awful. Oh, I better go make breakfast quickly and make sure everybody feels really good. And then you turn to John. John is from Duladel. He doesn't speak any Aeroline, so he just keeps his mouth shut most of the time.
My biggest disappointment.
He's
He's not even that ugly.
not
He's
even
just mildly unattractive. Why did I hire you, John?
And he turns to you and just nods his head and says, "Suli."
Oh, you suck. I should call you Sucky, but I'll forget.
So yeah, that's the entire crew. There are a few others, but we'll pass by them. They're not as important anyways. None of them are important.
Not as important as John.
I get him confused. Except for John. Oh, John, you could slip into a crowd, John, and I'd forget about you instantly. Like, I could have, honestly, if you didn't come out when I was knocking on the doors, I would have assumed everyone was here.
I would say
But he doesn't understand you, does he?
It's a shame. I would learn your language just to insult you.
do you not know Dula? Didn't you write that down?
Oh, hot dang. I sling a hot doula insult right in his face.
Okay.
Regular face.
Mediocre.
So boring, John.
He doesn't say much. He just looks at you inquisitively as if saying why.
Oh, can't even give it back when I throw it at you. A little bit of character or attitude or personality or anything. Who are you, John? You're an enigma to me. Maybe that's why I've kept you. I refuse to believe that a man could be this outstandingly boring. It's more frustrating than pure evil. I find.
He once again says, Kai Kolo. Kai Kolo.
I understand that.
That means I don't understand.
Oh, what the hell, John?
Everyone knows what Dula people speak like. They're usually quite positive people, very relaxed.
They're Rastafarians.
A little too relaxed, to be honest.
But they do roll their R's and stuff like that.
John,
but they're
have you
mostly...
been smoking that sweet kush?
Are you going to say this to him in Dula?
I mean, I talked to him in Dula, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, he turns to you and says, no, I take my job very seriously.
If that was true, you'd be better at it, but whatever, John.
My name is not John.
Oh, insulting you is so exhausting. I get absolutely nothing out of it. Bring back one of the other ones. Bitchy, where have you gone? Come back here. I need to burn off some energy.
When you say bitchy, she turns to you and says,
Oh,
no,
you've learned your name. That's good.
it's bitey. No, it's Iona. It's Iona.
Oh, I'll gaslight you soon enough. Don't worry.
If you didn't pay me, I would run away.
Yeah, sure.
Your character is just so charming. You know that? Absolute woman.
I can turn it up when I need to.
That character arc needs to start soon.
Oh, they don't have anywhere better to go.
Do you know what John is also going to turn into? What are they called again?
Elantrian.
Elantris.
Yeah,
I have
he's
written down here
just
now.
stuck by my side for this entire thing.
He's like,
Fucking
I can't get
John.
away.
So we'll cut to a bit later, and the festivities start. And I suppose none of you would be privy to them except you. Percival, you see the actual ceremony take place, but you're at the very, very back. All of the richest people come into the main chapel. It is a Karathi chapel. There are all the court nobles and lots of other people too who are just very well-off merchants. You see the likes of Eondel, who is the commander of the military, Telrii, who is a very lavish duke who likes to wear his jewels on his person, Royal, who's an old
They look
man.
very shiny. Percival the Foolish likes shiny.
Character development. Nice.
We're all growing as people. You see a Shudal, who's Jindo. He's not from Aralon, and he's got squintier eyes and stuff. And
So we have
darker
eel,
skin.
tea, and shoe.
Basically, yeah. And of course, you see the king himself, King Iadon. He must be in his late 60s. He's got graying hair, wearing a very tall crown. You perform for him, and how do you feel about him? Most people would say that he's arrogant and not fit for rule, but how do you feel?
He is the man. The man who I'm in love with. I love the king. I dance for the king. He gives me food sometimes. He sometimes forgets. That's okay. He's the king. Very busy man. So busy.
And then, of course, on the stage is Prince Raoden and his soon-to-be wife, Serene.
God, she's hot.
She's a very tall woman with long blonde hair. She's taller than most Araline people, but she is about the same height as Prince Raoden. Today, he's looking quite smart in a white suit, and his...
I would like to murder him.
You would like to murder him? He does have a Sion.
Ooh.
You see his little Sion in the background. If you roll Aeons, I will let you find out what the Aeon at the center of the Sion is.
Ooh, I failed by 4.
You failed by 4?
I failed by
Do you want
4.
to spend any luck?
No,
No?
I don't care.
A Sion is this ball of lights that floats in the air, and in the center is an ancient Aeonic symbol. The one that you see there, you don't really know what it says. And same for the one that the princess has. There are 2 of them. They're slightly different colors. One is kind of in the shape of an hourglass, and then the other one, it looks like 2 crosses with a circle between them.
As a 5'2" balding man, the princess is looking fit.
Hey, I mean, maybe you're into tall women. That's fine.
Hey, I got 20 in charm, baby. I'll roll. I spent 90 luck.
Right after she gets married as well.
Yep. I'll consummate that marriage.
That would throw such a big spanner in the game. It would be unbelievable.
Yeah, you might get killed before you even turn into an Elantrian.
Oh, it's worth it.
Okay, so this ceremony goes on. It's quite long. It's a bit boring. The priest there just continues to talk about how it's important to respect each other and love each other and stuff like that. And then
Sounds like something John would be into.
And then they eventually exchange pendants. Raoden puts one around Serene, and Serene does the same thing in return to Raoden, and they are officially married. flowers are thrown into the air, and everybody starts making their way towards the exit where they'll be brought out into the foyer, which is where you're going to perform.
Huzzah! Oh, what a beautiful wedding! Oh my God, I can't believe it. I've had so many beautiful things in my life. Now I must dance and sing. Huzzah!
Oh my god. Okay.
I can't wait to kill this character off, man. I'm gonna go out in the fucking blaze of glory.
So they all come out into the courtyard and tell me what exactly you're going to do out in this courtyard.
I take the center stage, just right on top of the trapdoor. The same trapdoor that took my parents, who were also jesters. Their names were, yes, and
Yes and no.
yes and no. The dynamic duo.
Opposites attract.
They played off each other.
Yeah, they really did. And I shall do my song and dance. The music goes and I shall roll.
I have 30 in dance.
That's it? Oh god.
I'm not very good. I'm mostly kept around for my wit and
Jester, even doing dancing poorly is as entertaining, if not more entertaining.
absolutely
Than a good dance.
That's a good point. That is a good point. There are buckets of rotten food on the side just in case, you know.
Oh, I'm so hungry. Ooh, 66.
66. Do you want to push that roll?
Absolutely not. I dance my little heart out.
All right. So music starts playing. There's a band in the corner and they start strumming away and stuff like that. And everyone comes out and the married couple kiss in front of everyone. And then they come out to see you standing there on this stage above a well-hidden trapdoor. But everyone knows it's there. All the people in the court would know it's there.
I dance for my king. I dance.
King Iadon looks at you in disappointment as you just do the most fumbly, most clumsy dance anyone has ever seen.
Please, I can juggle. Please, somebody throw fruit at me.
You suddenly get 3 very ripe tomatoes thrown at you. Are you going to try and catch them?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's acrobatics, yes?
I'll let you roll acrobatics for that, yeah.
50 on 50.
Ooh, okay. So you they kind of slip out of your hands, but you catch them again and you make it look kind of artsy and stylish.
And I also have juggling as a skill. So-
Yeah, we're playing Call of Cthulhu, by the way, just in case you guys were confused.
Oh, I think it's a critical pass. 4.
A 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Woo.
You juggled
I'm unbelievable.
You juggle the hell out of those tomatoes. At one point, one of them kind of splits into 2 because it's quite rotten. But you just catch them and you're juggling 4 tomatoes instead of 3 now. And suddenly everybody's really impressed. And the king looks at you with a little bit of satisfaction.
I would die for that man.
You don't see him say anything, but he seems a bit more lenient towards you now, yeah. Even Raoden and Serini start clapping.
I mean, if it gets me closer to her.
Yeah, she seems to be very much enjoying the situation.
See, my mom always told me that women love a competent man. I can juggle.
Your mother, no.
Yes, my mother, no. My father, yes.
And their secret lover, maybe.
Their swinging days.
What a deep backstory.
They called him uncle, but he wasn't an uncle.
No. He visits in the night.
Still now?
Maybe.
Oh, I dance! I dance for my king.
Okay, so do you finish off with any flurry or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. I throw all of them in the sky and I run away. I run and hide in the crowd.
Okay.
Where's the man with the jewels, the shiny jewels?
He's standing pretty close to the king, but a little bit off to the side. He's trying not to take attention. It's not his day.
I mean, the jester would stand near the king naturally anyway.
Are you going to try and rob him? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Now, they are sewn as buttons, each individual jewel. So it'll require... You need to do some sort of performance roll to catch him off guard. And then either pickpocket
A magic trick. That
Make
always
your
works.
jewels disappear.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
What's his name?
His name is Duke Telrii. Telrii.
I'm going to come up to someone who's like, oh, Lord Tal, thank you for joining us on this beautiful day. I've come to you, only you, show you a trick. I do.
And he says, "Oh, wow, you are very kind. I mean, I know I am the best duke in this country, but don't let anyone else know that."
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, for this trick, I will need you to put this bag on your head.
Excuse me?
It's a beautiful trick. It's a wonderful trick. Look, just see, just go. I hand him a bag, a duffel bag roughly the size of a head,
Okay.
and I tell him, put this on your head and you'll see dreams while you're awake.
Oh, that does sound pretty impressive.
Hmm.
You're not trying to do anything sneaky now.
Me? Percival Gigglesnort the Foolish? No.
Well, you are pretty foolish. All right, I will do it. And he puts it on his
What
head.
a fool. And immediately as he puts it onto his head, I will attempt to just throw my hands at the jewels.
Okay,
And
well,
hopefully.
you're doing this in plain sight as well.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all part of the trick.
It's all part of the trick, exactly.
Everyone put bags on their heads.
One for you and one for you.
You pull it out like your sleeve, like an endless handkerchief, but it's just duffel bags.
So now since he cannot see me, can I roll pickpocket?
Yeah.
Okay. I pass by 24, I think.
What is your skill in that? Is that a hard success?
I have 70. I got 46.
That is not below half. Okay. So, you do manage to do it successfully. However, other people are seeing you do it.
I mean, I can share. I've
These
got
are-
quite a few jewels now.
These are other nobles, okay? They're rich enough.
Look, we've all had hard times.
Okay, well, you better do one hell of some sort of a charm roll here.
Exactly. So I borrow the jewels. I don't steal. Percival does not steal. I borrow the jewels. And I tell him, now, take off your mask. And as he's going to go to do that, I'm going to cartwheel away into the audience.
Okay, another duke right beside him, this fat man, he turns to Telrii and says, "Oh no, he just took all your jewels. He's running away. Catch him."
Well, I'm cartwheeling. Do you ever try to catch a man who cartwheels and fails horribly?
So you start cartwheeling and immediately faceplant into the ground. And two guards come up and just grab you and lift you up very easily. And Telrii comes over and grabs his jewels out of your hand and says, "Shame on you. I thought you were better than this."
I've been framed. Percival Gigglesnort the Foolish has been caught.
Your mother always was better at this job anyways.
Yes, was.
Wasn't she called No?
No, she wasn't.
And then King Iadon comes over and says, Now, what is the matter? We don't need to lock this hilarious man away. He's the jester. He's the one who keeps us entertained here in this court."
My liege, I was just showing him a trick, and he didn't like it. It's not my fault. Percival Gigglesnort the Foolish does not trick or track.
"Telrii, what is going on?" And Telrii turns to the king and says, "This man tried to steal the jewels straight off my coat, and everybody around here saw him."
Where are the jewels?
He looks in his hand and says,
Ta-da! Check behind your ear, too.
he checks behind his ear and he says, "There's nothing there. What's wrong with you, man?"
No, you should get them cleaned.
I hate this man. We should have him executed tonight." King Iadon says, "No need for that. I will make sure you're reimbursed for his silly little show." And suddenly, Telrii changes his mind and says, "Well, that's good to hear. I do like the sweet sound of gold." Iadon says, "Go get yourself some wine. There's plenty of it here." And at that moment, a booming voice comes into the courtyard. And it says, "King Iadon." And you turn around and you see a man wearing complete red armor. It is shiny. It is well taken care of. Do you want to roll to see if you find out who it is?
Absolutely. Pass.
Pass?
Yeah, I got an 11.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So what you see before you is a Dorethi Gyorn. There are maybe 20 of them in the entire world. And one of them is standing right here. He turns to Iadon and says, "I, Gyorn Hrathen, bring you a message from Wern Wolfden IV. He thinks it is time our two nations shared more than a common border. And King Iadon kind of slumps his shoulders a bit and says, "Really, today? On my son's wedding day? What does Wern want? We already have a treaty for trade, and you're welcome to practice your religion here. I do not care. His Holiness fears for the souls of your people, your Majesty. Well, let him convert them. I've allowed your priests to work here in Erelon the entire time since I became king. The people respond too slowly, your Majesty. They require a push, a sign, if you will. Warren thinks that you yourself should convert to Shudireth." "I already believe in Shukorath," says the king. "We follow the same god. Dorethi is the only true form of Shukisig. I care nothing for your squabbles between the two sects." The Gyorn stares at him with squinted eyes, clearly a strong scowl on his face, and says, "You should not dismiss the offering of Wern so casually." And finally, the king says, "Go convert someone who doesn't believe, like all those people who still believe in the Elantrians, that they'll return." The Gyorn looks at him, stares at him one last time, and then turns around, dragging his massive cloak behind him. He walks past the newlyweds and says one last thing to them. He says, "If I were you, I would take Wern's offer a little more seriously than your father." And then he continues on.
Yes.
You are potentially going to be locked in a dungeon. Is there anything you want to do to try and
His
get out of
bedroom,
it?
you mean?
Oh, I did nothing wrong. Why send me back to my room?
Right, your room's already a dungeon.
Yeah. Oh, an upgrade. Is it a window? Oh my god.
Okay, so King Iadon turns to you and says, "Jinx, please just get out of here. Don't bother Telrii again."
Yes. I go. Bye. I dance.
Ciao. He doesn't say ciao.
Ciao bella.
Ciao, Bella. Okay, so we will cut to you next.
Yeah.
So, Cooper Castle, you're getting your show ready, and you see that the festival's about to start. People start crowding around. The street has been well cleared so that the parade can pass through. There are a lot of people already surrounding your little cart.
Yeah, it's a little theater. I have a red curtain that I can pull back and forth.
Okay, and your wife, Coralla, comes up to you and says, "Are you ready to go? My pipes are bursting."
It sounds like a euphemism, dear, but that's all right.
Oh, I'm so excited when everyone's going to be looking at me.
You think they'll be looking at you, do you?
Of course.
I think they'll be looking at me.
Well, you would think that, wouldn't you?
I do. Oh, we know each other so well.
We really do.
I love you, baby.
I love you too, babe. But they're going to be looking at me for sure. My hair is done up. My costume is great. Her costume's okay.
You sewed it yourself.
I did. I had to get... what's her
To
name?
get Slumpy to help you.
I had to get Slumpy to help me. But
Poor old Slumpy.
she takes so long. She's just so...
Hey, don't talk bad about Slumpy. She does her best.
But she's so... Ooh.
She's like a very old child. I think of her as our child. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It's like a very old
Yes.
child.
It's like
If only there was a name for that.
yeah, well, exactly. She's my old version of a child. She's like a Benjamin Button baby. Except instead of getting younger, she's just going to die soon.
I certainly hope so.
Oh, baby.
She's just so awful to look at. Why does she have to be so...
Well, they all are. That's the point. They're Elantrian stand-ins. We don't want to bring any of those people into the play, so we have, as close as we can get.
As long as they do their job and stay well away from me, I am happy. Oh, I can't wait. I mean, if we get all the money we earn today, we might have enough to buy a house. I mean, how many are they going for these days? At least 20 gold, right?
Well, let's slow down now. Unless that house has wheels, we shan't be investing in it, honey. I'm a traveling thespian, not a settled thespian.
I believe it's pronounced thespian.
Don't you dare.
So, do you want to perform your play before, after, or during the parade?
I'm trying to catch people before they get involved in the other festivities. So, drag them towards me before something better distracts them.
So do you tell one of your little underlings to do it, or do you go out and yourself and present?
You know the name, you know the man. Jack of all trades and master of 'em too. Cooper Castle!
And I'm like, "Ugh," and I jog out onto stage.
As if you've been pushed, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh no! Well, hello, children,
And
grown-ups.
lots of people start clapping. They seem confused that you've come out already, but they're happy to see
Thank
it,
you,
and they
thank
all
you.
start turning towards you. Yeah.
Yeah, I started nodding my head. Oh, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to see you all. I love you too. It's good to see so many different faces in the crowd. Now, let me ask you a question.
That was the shittiest. That was like the most god awful I've ever heard in my life.
It was the hand movement.
It was the old child.
Yeah. Oh, Slumpy. So I put Slumpy in the crowd to get people going.
The hype going.
We love you, Cooper.
How'd you get so handsome? Oh, I don't know. Don't ask me those questions. I won't tell my secrets.
I surround myself by ugly people.
Yeah. It's a comparison point.
Smelly is saying that, and everybody's standing 5 feet away from him.
Oh, he was a bad choice. Yeah, say now, gentlemen and ladies, let me ask you a question. Who here hates Elantrans?
And you hear some people go, "Hey," and others just kind of look a bit confused.
Oh, well, if you're confused, it's because you don't know them well enough. You there, and I point at one of the ones who don't seem as willing to clap along to my hate speech.
Oh, me?
Yes, what do you know about Elantrans?
They were. I mean, they're just poor creatures, you know. They're locked away in
Poor creatures.
Elantris.
The ones living in the castles and riding around on their fancy horses and the gilded cages.
Is that what Elantris is like these days? I mean, it's been a while since I've been up on the wall, but I thought it was a bit run down.
Well, these days, yes, but that's because it's what they've brought upon themselves. Sinners get put in prison, yes.
He thinks about this, and you hear someone else shout out, "Why though?
You there? Why though? What? What's the question?
Why did they fall to this? Why did they get cursed?"
Well, I can tell you. That's a very good question. So, God's gifts are random. He doesn't really choose the good ones, you know, but he punishes the bad ones. He gave these uppity nobodies a gift that they did not appreciate, and their arrogance and their hubris brought them down. They were ugly on the inside, and now they're ugly on the outside. Not like me. I'm beautiful all the way through. And I wink.
And you just hear one woman go, "Oh."
Start with 1, end with 2. That's how you win him over.
2 women.
2 blinks.
2 women in the crowd. Excellent.
So what exactly is your plan for the show then?
Well, first I get the kids going. I say, now kids, who's here ready to see a story of Gary Goodnight?
Me.
Yes.
I want to see it. Woo!
Ah, excellent. Now, here, I hope you've brought your own tomatoes.
And everybody looks around and says, "No, I want a tomato. I want a tomato."
This is where you can sell tomatoes.
Yeah.
Like a shilling a
I
tomato.
was like, well, don't worry. Pay attention to the beautiful Princess Penelope. She's going around with some delicately aged fruit for your convenience.
Okay, and your wife comes around carrying a big bucket and says, "Get your tomatoes here,
Yep.
get them.
Oh.
1 cup per piece each. Here you go. Thank you very
Limited
much."
time offer. Buy 3, get 2.
Yep. Don't mind nose, these are out of date.
Excellent. All right, is everyone loaded up?
You just hear one person in the crowd go, "Buy 3, get 2. That's a great wait." And he just says, "Oh, whatever," and just grabs a couple.
Oh,
of
excellent. Good. We don't. No change. No change. Cash only.
And someone just drops like a big fat silver coin and says, "I'll take half of them," and just grabs a bunch of them. Yeah.
Bingo. Now they're all loaded. How about we say hello to our Elantrans?
Yeah.
And
Woo!
I invite Tricky, Sticky, Bitey, the whole gang.
So Tricky, Sneaky, Bitey, Smelly, Snotty, Slumpy, or Lumpy,
Yeah.
and John walk onto the stage. And okay, have you done them up in makeup or?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not really.
But you're not trying to make
Yeah.
you're not trying to make them look like Elantrians. Right?
No, not necessarily. They're just very unattractive people.
So these 7 unattractive people, or 6 unattractive people, and John, who's only slightly
Yes,
unattractive,
it's a sin to be that ugly, isn't it, children?
walk onto stage.
They must have done something wrong.
And you hear a few boos,
Yeah,
especially from the children.
disgusting, aren't they? Go on, toss your tomatoes at him. Get that one. And I point to John.
And you just hear a few of them
Get
start
that one
throwing.
especially.
And where's the story part? What happened to the knight?
I'm setting them up, you know. You got to get them to hate the villain before they can cheer for the hero.
Okay, the kids aren't very good shots, so I'm going to get you to roll dex to see if you can
Bastards.
dodge out of the way of one of them.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I dodge it
Perfect.
gracefully.
You step out of the way, it hits the back wall.
Hey!
You just make it look easy. I mean, it's only a single throwaway, quite literally, tomato. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I was like, all right, now that you're all warmed up, how would we get right into the show?
Woo, yeah! Cooper! We love you, Cooper!
Oh, say it again.
Cooper? Cooper?
No, the last part.
We love you, Cooper!
Goddamn right you do. All right then, let's go. Let's get into this. Yeah. And then I show him the play of Gary Goodnight. And it's just me playing Gary Goodnight, my wife playing Princess. Classic damsel in distress tale. The Elantrins come along, they're harassing her. I show up, I kick the absolute shit out of them. I just
beat them and hit
yeah. Just blast them off the stage.
So yeah,
I lay into John good.
You're trying to make sure he fits in with the rest of them.
Poor Slumpy just gets slapped down.
No, I give slap. Slumpy is the only one that I give a fake slap to.
Oh, okay.
I go like, Slumpy, fall over.
Snotty says, "Oh, this is really doing up my hay fever."
Backhand him off the fucking stage into the crowd.
So one,
Don't touch him, he's infectious.
yeah. So Snotty falls down, and all the kids go yay and start throwing little pieces of tomato at him, start kicking him on the ground as well.
All right, well, every kick costs a shilling.
And immediately the adults pull them back and say, "No, don't do that."
The one guy with a silver coin comes out of nowhere and just
Stomps his head in.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Snotty's not looking so good.
Ooh. Are there any ugly children in the crowd tonight?
who are thankfully orphans.
Yeah. Who, you know, it can be arranged.
Oh God!
Why do you think I call him Sneaky? He's the recruit master.
Yeah, actually, you turn around and you didn't even realize he was there. Sneaky's just standing behind.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sneaky.
Do you give him a good wallop as well?
Yeah,
or?
give him a just uppercut into the air. Take him off his feet. I've engineered it so that the shoes stay. They're wearing like glue on their shoes, so I punch him right out of the shoes.
He falls back. You don't even need to roll for him. He's a very spindly fellow.
Pow!
Give me some sort of charm or performance roll in.
Oh, damn it.
Let's see how people react to this.
Ooh. Close to a failure, but no, a pass. 83.
That's 38.
Oh.
That's a good success.
Okay, I was just going on the
Great
layout.
success.
That's working. Oh, yeah, super.
So the play goes very well, and by the end of it, you just hear, "Damn those Elantrians! They're the worst! They're the scum of the earth!" Ah, and they start throwing even more
Yes.
apples. And
I increased the price of tomatoes for the end of the show.
actually, a couple of them throw rocks. Like, you don't know where they got them from. But
Who'd you pay for those rocks? Get that rock salesman out of here.
they're starting to dent up the side of your caravan and stuff like that. It's getting a bit dangerous.
Oh, okay. All right. I come out and I give a little bow. I shoo the faux Elantrins off stage.
And you just hear, "Way, Cooper, Cooper, Cooper.
I bring my wife out.
Penelope, Penelope, Penelope." All right. And then finally the parade comes along. So Rory, you hear the festivities outside. You hear the sound of drums and of people playing flutes. You hear lots of flutes and stuff like that. And something similar to bagpipes as well, I suppose. What are you thinking at this time?
So I'm in the middle of showing some new starts how we actually work here in the Merchants Guild. So I can see them at the window looking out at the festivities, and I say, guys, come on. I'm only going to show you this once, okay? So basically what we do here is we transfer gold. We're the Merchants Guild. That makes a lot of sense, I suppose. So we have 2 bags in front of me. We have the first bag, which is known as bag 1. And we have the second bag, which is known as bag 3. You're right. Yes, bag 3. Every time we move 1 piece of gold from bag 1 to bag 3, you have to fill out these 5 forms, labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But you fill them out in order of 5, 3, 2, 4, and 1. Did you get that? Okay, that's great.
Half people are writing notes frivolously. The other half are looking out the window.
So once you finish that, we just need to do that 100 times per bag, and then each bag goes into a bigger bag, in which case you repeat the process. So is everybody understanding that, or do I need to go through it again?
No, we get it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up with 3 bags each. 2 of them will be big bags and 1 of them will be a small bag. And I just want you to just have at it. We'll see how you get on at the end of the day. We're going to break for lunch at approximately 12:30. Lunch break is 5 minutes plus or minus 30 seconds. And make sure that you're on the lower side of that because you guys are new and we kind of need to get through all this today. I know there's a lot going on outside, but don't worry about it.
Which one's the big bag?
I already told you. You're not going to make it to the end of the week. I'm a merchant. I'm not a problem solver.
All right, yeah. And they all start getting at it. So you're working with about 12 people, and 4 of them at least are looking out the window longingly. They don't want to be here, but they do what they're supposed to. And at that time, you get a knock on the front door, or on the door of your little room.
Okay. Following proper procedure, I look for my manager to get them to answer the door.
Oh, well, your boss is gone, so you're probably the one in charge at the moment.
Okay. I order one of the interns to go and open the door.
He goes over and he opens the door. My lord, it is young Soadai, alchemist in training.
Hi, Soadai. Let's go into the conference room and talk.
You're always so formal. She follows you.
So, I tried to make gold yesterday by combining eggs from a golden chicken and flour from a golden bag, applied heat, and left it rest for half an hour. And I ended up with a loaf of bread.
She says, damn. I mean, even I don't know how to make gold. That's really cool.
I thought you were supposed to be teaching me alchemy.
I was going to start by teaching you these healing ointments. But if you just want to skip straight to the gold, I can go steal one of my dad's big, thick books that he keeps in the back of the shop.
I think that would be great. Steal from your parents.
Yeah, okay. You want to meet up later so we can work through some new potion ideas I have?
Yes, if you leave the gold book in our intake tray on my desk, I will find you and talk to you about potions.
That sounds great. By the way, I want to make it very clear, potions don't actually exist. These are just whatever concoctions she comes up with by herself. Most of them don't taste very good.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to leave her off to do her thing. Realistically, I'm trialing and erroring the alchemy part of things, but I'm reaching that plateau that Rory always reaches with everything that he takes up, where I'm starting to hit that first wave of a little bit of difficulty, and I'm on the edge of giving up on alchemy. After I made the bread, it was delicious. The bread was lovely. I really, really enjoyed it. No preservatives, very organic. But I'm just about fed up with alchemy because all I want is enough gold that I can just do nothing and make money.
That is a problem. Yeah. Well, hopefully that'll be solved with this book that you get later.
Sounds like you should go into baking. It'd be a funny thread of like if every hobby you try to pick up, you accidentally end up baking every time. You're like, but I fucking hate baking.
It could be the case.
And your arc is you just become a baker.
I could become the greatest baker.
Yeah.
Suddenly Soadai comes back in and says, wait, where'd you get a golden chicken from? I want one.
If you go down to the market right now, I can guarantee you that there is probably a golden chicken down there.
Yes, merciful Domai, that is so much better than seeing this parade. And she runs out.
I don't know what I'm going to do with her.
You are now back in your own little dungeon cell, Percival.
Home sweet home.
Your little dog comes up to you, Barnabus, and he starts licking your leg.
Oh, Barnabus, they were so rude. You smell like shit. I missed you.
And he says, "Ah." That's what he does. He does a little.
No,
whine.
he's mute. he's a deaf, blind, mute, 3-legged dog.
Okay, well, he goes up to you and says, and that's it.
I love you.
Insert Barnabas sound here.
Are you
Why
going,
am I alive? Every moment is agony.
are you going to stay in your room up until then, or are you going to do anything? else?
Absolutely not. I have a scion to steal by the end of the day.
A Sion.
A scion to steal by the end of the day. How the fuck am I gonna go about this? I mean, like I can leave my cell. Like I am free to come and go.
People didn't really keep an eye on you.
Nah, the king just said, "I just go."
Yeah. They brought you to your room and they closed the door. They didn't even think to lock it. Okay, so Seons are very specific. They usually stay around the owner, and the owner has to either die or just transfer the Seon to the other person.
So I'm killing the prince then.
You're going to try and kill Prince Raoden on his wedding night.
Accidentally.
Okay.
My scepter, Barnabus II, opens up into a smaller scepter inside it, but that scepter is super sharp.
So you have a scepter that is... Okay.
It's a dagger.
Okay.
You call it your mini scepter.
Yeah.
So you know the castle pretty well. You know that the wedding couple will obviously retire at some point to their own rooms to,
And I will, in ninja-like fashion, descend from the ceiling.
So you're going to go hide up there right now. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. If I stake it out, being like, ooh, the ultimate a shiny floating ball type thing.
The other thing to remember is these are sentient beings. Like, they talk.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You're gonna have to voice it for
You're
me.
just looking for a change of ownership.
Yeah. Please, anybody else? And then they see me and they're like, God, no.
As a gentleman.
Does that mean are you going to try and kill the princesses? No, you're not, are you? You're going to try and kill both the princess and the
No,
prince?
just the prince.
Okay.
Just in case, because I like the current king and I don't want him to change. So this guy's gonna eventually take over, and I don't want that. I don't know how aging works. I'm 14 to 41. So
Somewhere in that range.
yeah, it's fucking he's old enough. Oh, Barnabus, I found the loveliest treasure. I have to have it. I must have it. I shall sneak out of my chamber and find the prince. The prince has the treasure. I want it.
And you see your dog look up, or sort of try to look up at you. He's not really sure where you are.
He's looking at the wall. He's deaf and blind.
He's a bit not very steady on his legs, so he's just kind of waddling over. He doesn't really respond.
I go to him, Barnabus, lead me to the prince's room.
So you're just going to follow the dog to get to the room, is that it? I mean, you know the castle pretty well.
Oh yeah, but I trust Barnabus.
Okay. I'm going to roll to see how long it takes you to get to the room. Oh, it takes you get there pretty quickly.
No. Barnabus on his 3 legs, he's a speedy guy.
Okay, are any of you doing anything before the end of the parades then?
I mean, I'm trying to get my way into the, King's grounds to perform there.
Okay, so since the parade is going on, there is an opening where you can sneak past everyone. You'll have to take the carriage and move everyone.
Sneaky. Get on it.
Of course, because it is you get...
Excuse me. What does that meant to mean?
You get Bitey and Smelly and Snotty to all pull the carriage rather than having any sort of horse.
Oh, of course. I can afford a horse.
They-
Spent all that money on tomatoes. Or tomatoes.
I'm going to get you to roll some sort of sneak roll.
Do I get... I'm taking Sneaky's advice, do I guess?
If anything, you should have disadvantage. I'm just going to leave it as a straight roll.
But Sneaky's so good. Oh, hell yeah, baby. 96. So maybe we noticed that we weren't able to sneak through the opening. So I had the great idea of hiding in plain sight and just trying to barrel our way straight through and just say, I belong here.
You come up to the first guard and he says, name,
Ooh, Cooper Castle, I'm sure you've heard of me.
papers.
Yes, I have papers. Thank you.
Where are they?
Oh, they're back in my caravan.
Please fetch them for me.
Very well, very well. Sneaky, go get me some papers.
And Sneaky goes in, he looks around, and he comes back with 3 blank sheets of paper.
Good, my first edition of Don Quixote. Will that suffice? I have a pencil as well, if you'd like.
The guard says,
Writing
"No,
a poem, are we?
I need letters of approval from some member of the court."
Oh, it's very possible that I have it in there somewhere, but you see, I don't read very much, so,
The page is blank, there's nothing on it. You can read that.
to a man of poor imagination, perhaps. To me, I see a whole story, a tapestry, if you would.
Please leave.
I will. I'm going to go that way, though.
No, you are not going that way. And him and the guard beside him.
Sneaky! Onwards!
Wait, is your carriage being pulled by them?
Yes.
Oh, God. Is John the front leader because he's the least ugliest? He's like Rudolph.
John.
Yeah. He's just tied to the
red
front.
nose.
Yeah.
So they try and run past. I'll roll for them, sure. 74. That's not a good roll. But versus the guards. The guards got 96. They succeed in getting past.
Yeah, see you in hell, baby.
And you jump on at the last second as you say that, yeah.
Yeah, I just...
The guard looks back.
Tell them Cooper Castle was here. And he bedazzled you.
And he just stands there and thinks about what he should do. Should he stay at his post or should he run after you? And eventually he says, I'll be fine. And just stands back.
You just got bedazzled, fool.
So, Percival, you managed to sneak into the room where the newlyweds are going to get it on, basically.
Oh, yeah.
There are no guards posted outside. It's very easy. But you will need to find a way to get up into the
Nobody
rafters.
expects Percival Gigglesnort to foolish. I shall roll acrobatics to climb to a high vantage point, from wherest I shall dive with my mighty Barnabus 2.5.
Your scepter, your dagger.
Yes, my scepter opens, and there's a smaller scepter inside, which I have finely tuned into a shape of a dagger.
Sounds good. Okay, roll me acrobatics.
Acrobatics! Shit! Fail!
By how much?
26.
Okay. You can push your roll or you can add luck.
I push. Oh, success!
18 to my 50.
That is a good roll. What did you do differently? What are you going to do differently in order to do this roll?
Being the acrobatic genius that I am, I thought that I could somersault up a wall if I went fast enough. Little did I know that is not how that works. You know, I didn't read literature. I didn't know gravity was a thing. Until now, I've made a discovery that if I just use my hands and legs to climb, I'd be a lot more successful.
That is what I do! I climb! I've invented climbing.
Okay. I imagine they're like coming up to the door and they just hear through it, I am climbing! And they're like, oh, what the fuck is that?
I've clumped.
Comped.
Yes, it's the singular of climbing.
Okay, so
He didn't read.
you actually make it look quite easily. You grab onto a wardrobe, climb up, and then jump up and grab onto the rafters, and you're up there now. And it's actually quite hidden. There isn't much light getting up here because, you know, most light is via oil lantern. So, yeah.
I sneak.
And you're just going to wait there until the prince and princess come in. The only thing is that Barnabus, your dog, is still on the floor.
That's fine.
Oh no.
He can hide. Barnabus, hide!
And I'm gonna start flailing my arms, sort of trying to sign to him, go under the bed, you know.
So you're talking and signing to your blind and deaf dog.
Okay, I will roll.
Just waft some fear for
Barnabus
pheromones
is a
into his
great
face.
dog. He's a good boy. He knows what to do. We're here to murder. I think that's a 7.
That is a 7. Okay.
I love you!
He somehow, based on the the ripples in the air and stuff like that, feeling against his fur, yeah, he knows what he has to do, and he just climbs under the bed,
My third eye connected to his.
and he gives out a little.
I love you too!
Okay, we're going to go back to Cooper, and the guards are coming towards you, a little bit suspicious, but just as they do, suddenly the entire parade turns around and comes right back into the court, and you see Prince Raoden and Princess Serini, followed by all their other servants and subjects, and the king himself riding just behind them.
Right, excellent. Goblins, set up the show.
And they said, "Oh, again." You see many of them have blisters and bruises on their face.
Don't worry, you won't be involved in this one. There shan't be nary a beating amongst you. Now go. Unless.
They hear that and are a little bit happier. They're like, "Yes, oh, finally." They can rest, and they just start singing up again. Yeah.
Sweet.
And the king himself comes over and says, "What in Domai's name is this?"
Well, Your Majesty, I know you've just had quite a fortuitous day. Your favourite son, and is it your son or your daughter who got married today?
"It is my son.
Just
and
like
he
I
is
said.
not my favorite. He decides to disobey me at every chance he gets."
I didn't realise I was walking into Dr. Phil, but... Now, let me ask you, King.
"Excuse me, you shall address me as King Iadon."
Let me ask you, King Iodon, what if you could relive that
Actually,
moment?
you will address me as my lord.
See, oh, very picky.
No, actually, as your majesty.
Whoa. Somebody's having a senior moment, but that's fine. Your Majesty, what if I could tell you that I could show you a version of today's events that you could dictate yourself? Tell me, how do you wish today had gone?
Well, I think it went pretty well, except for that Gyorn showing up.
Oh, very well. And I invite my wife on stage, and I say, now I'll be playing Gyorn. Now, what do you wish had happened to Gyorn? Get his nuts kicked? Fall down a flight of stairs? Something like that?
That sounds amazing.
Yes, very well. Here I go.
I wish she hadn't even entered the castle.
Now, I'm very good at impressions. So I'm going to do an impression of Gyorn.
Gyorn.
I'm going to do an impression of this guy that he's giving out about. Oh, my name's Gyorn. I'm here to ruin the Majesty's perfect day. Oh, what a prick. And then my wife just runs on stage and just fucking wallops me right in the nuts.
Everybody who's watching is a bit taken aback. A couple of the other nobles are around, and they're all...
Oh, and my Gyorn jewels.
What's that, a D12 damage?
I should roll damage for that. Yeah.
Oh, she's going theatrical. It's theatrical slam
She's
in the
been
nuts.
waiting for this for years.
Can I roll 85? I have show combat. This is part of that. I can take a convincing fall.
Sure.
I can retract my own nuts inside.
It's very hot day.
Something I've trained to do. Ooh, again, close to a fail, but not a fail.
Okay. Yeah. So
nicked me.
it looks a bit rough. Your left testicle, it needs a little bit of attending to.
Fine, and didn't like that one anyway.
However, the audience is impressed. They're very happy with this presentation. And King Iodon says, "Wow, these are great performers. I certainly wish the day went this way."
Here I go, big dumb Gyorn. What a big dumb piece of shit I am.
Yes, he is a big dumb Gyorn.
Yeah, that's me, stupid Gyorn.
I like this man. And Prince Raoden comes over and says, "What exactly are you showing, sir?"
Shouldn't you be getting it on right now?
"I will decide what I do in my own time, thank you very much."
Oh, okay. Hello, little boy.
He turns to his father and says, "Who is this fool?"
Well, I'm not a fool.
"You're certainly acting like one. You do understand who you're talking to."
I am a trained thespian. You can't get these performances out of any court jester.
You hear a little whining.
Yeah, they're
just
all
from the
about.
distance.
They're also shrill and into juggling.
Look, if you're trying to make an impression, you've certainly done so.
Oh, excellent. So, I live here now, I assume.
Look, you've done your show. Please get out of here. We don't want you anymore.
I think the king would disagree.
King Iodon turns and he says, "Yes, I do like this man. He just made fun of the Gyorn."
I do it. I'll do it again.
And
I'll do it every day for the rest of my life.
and Prince Raoden pulls aside his father, and you just hear him whisper slowly, "You shouldn't ignore the Gyorn like that. He's a very powerful man."
Oh, here I am, the Gyorn, so powerful. And I get kicked in the nuts again.
Now that's kind of...
Prince Raoden's a bit taken aback by this and says, "Okay, look, if his father's happy, he's happy." He just goes off with his wife.
Ooh, bingo.
And they eventually head towards their chamber. So it takes another hour or two, but they do sneak away before dinner. And you see Sereni pull the prince in and say, "Finally, we're alone for a bit." And she immediately goes in for a kiss, slams it against the door. And they start getting frisky immediately.
Oh, I shall wait till after she's naked for me to strike. It is not often I get an opportunity like this.
This is so weird. Okay.
I'm sorry that my morals don't align with yours.
So yeah, they start getting frisky. They do eventually very carefully take off their clothes, however, because they know they're going to have to get back into
Oh,
them.
sweet mama. Yes, thank you. No, thank you for your sacrifices. My parents, in case you've missed it, they're called Yes and No.
Okay. Do they hear little whimperings from the rafters?
Oh.
They do not. They
Yes!
absolutely do not.
I should whimper through the night.
Okay. So yeah, they start moving towards the bed. They are now both butt naked.
I shall
You're
wait.
just gonna wait.
I shall wait till he mounts her
Oh God.
in an appropriate position to where his back is turned to the rafters. in which I lay, in which I snuck in.
Yep. So he gets on top of her. Jesus Christ.
Wait,
For
what
all
does
you
that say?
headphones users, I'm about to initiate some ASMR.
Where's your PG reminder?
This was never going to be PG, but it. Yeah.
Keep this in.
Okay. So yeah, he does mount her, as you say. He gets on top of her, and you start hearing some moaning and whispering, little signs of
Some coughing of little Barnabas. She's getting battered by the springs of the bed.
The mattress hitting from underneath.
Yes, this is the perfect moment for me to strike. Yes, I'm going to starfish my body, and in so releasing my clutches of the rafters, and I shall fly down. And as I am flying, I shall just. I'm not a fighting man, so I will just place the dagger in front of me and hope to hell that it strikes him in the back. Here comes the moment.
Did you get it?
Oh, I got 30. And in
Luck?
base 25. I'm gonna add 5 luck.
Add 5 luck?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna add 5 luck. I have to, I can't not.
So you let go. It might be a little bit earlier than you wanted to, but you fall down, starfish shape, and then you immediately bring your hands together with your small dagger scepter and stab right through Raoden's neck.
I strike with the power of 1,000 men. The shiny shall be mine.
His throat splits open and blood just sprays onto his naked wife, and she screams to high heaven. She seems kind of shocked and just jaded, and her blood got into her eyes and everything.
You can't see me.
I mean, no, but immediately, even like less than a minute later, guards come in.
So theoretically, I have a whole minute after stabbing him.
Okay, I will roll. I'll roll a D100, and as long as it's less than a minute, it's fine. You got 9 seconds.
Somersault out that window. Whoosh.
There is a window. You could somersault out of it.
And then what happens with the
Sion?
Sion? Yeah.
You've got more pressing concerns on your hand. Once you've dealt with them, we'll deal with the Sion.
My sparkly though. Yes, after stabbing him in the neck and covering her in blood, she can't see what happened. So
she's kind of flailing about, trying to reach for you and grab at you with her nails.
I'm
but
going to
she's
climb
nowhere
under the
near
bed.
you. You're gonna climb under the bed? Okay, roll me acrobatics with disadvantage. So yeah, a penalty die because the guards are coming in less than 10 seconds.
That's a pass. That's a pass. I got 46 on both. That's amazing.
Good job.
I am under the bed with my dog Barnabus.
Okay, so the guards burst in and they said, "What happened? What happened?" And Raoden just stands up, blood spittling out of his neck, and he just looks at the guards one last time, reaching out his arm while he's still completely naked, and then falls slumped to the ground. The Princess Sereni pulls the covers over herself and says, They killed Raoden! They killed him! They killed him! And the guards look around and they run out the window to see what happened. They go onto the balcony and they don't see him. And then I'm going to get them to spot hidden. Naturally, it's 25, but they're guards.
30.
30. I'll give them 30. 26. 26. One of them checks under the bed, sees you and your dog, and immediately pulls you out and grabs you by the leg and lifts you up entirely.
Oh no! Hello? I was taking a nap. How do you do?
Yeah, I'm not a murderer, I'm just a pervert. I swear to God.
Yes, you have great misunderstanding. The real man went out the window. He spread wings of black feathers and flew.
So the princess rubs away her eyes and says, It was him! Take him away right now! And you are immediately brought to the prison.
Fuck, I should jump out
You are
the window.
not brought to your own cell this time. You are locked away in a much deeper dungeon. So suddenly you both hear bells chime, and King Iodon says, Everything has to happen today. You, and he points at you, Casper.
My name's Cooper, but that's fine.
Cooper.
It's fine. I don't remember your name either. Cute.
And he says, perform another scene just like this one where there aren't bells.
Oh, very well.
And the bells are still going on in the
And
background.
I just lean up against the wall and I say, I do love the sound of nothing in the evening.
And at this point, a little servant comes over to him and whispers something in his ear. And he says, what? What? And he just runs away. He doesn't pay any attention to you. And you see guards starting to run everywhere. And suddenly the festivities are called off and everyone's sent out of the castle. And lockdown happens.
I think that went pretty well.
Your caravan is quickly shoved out and nobody takes any sort of...
It is delicate. Do not shove. It will fall apart like that.
And in fact... no, it's okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Rory, the festival has long finished now. The parade has gone past.
And I've spoken to my colleagues. I said, look guys, good day of gold counting. Does anyone want to go to the tavern after work for a couple? No, nobody. Okay. So, I'm getting ready to finish. I'm the last one in the office.
So Sodai knocks on the door again and comes back and says, I found a book. I found it. I don't know if it's the right one, but it's got gold inlay on the outside, so it should be the right one, right?
So I take the book and I open it. Can I read the book?
Yeah, sure.
As in, do I need...
It's a cookbook.
Is it
You don't need to...
Oh yeah,
You don't
okay.
need to read it.
So what's the book?
What is a fairy cake?
What
Cake that
deep
can
magic
fly.
is this? Forgotten knowledge.
A cupcake? What is it?
Guilt-free brownies.
No bacon.
Vegan.
Oh, dark magic.
Where would I find dark chocolate?
So you read through it, and it's mostly tips on how you can make little ointments to spruce up the smell inside your home. But it was written by a very famous noble who lived in Duladel about 50 odd years ago. It's nothing to do with... well, it's a bit to do with alchemy, but it's mostly ointments, as I said.
I say thank you, Sodai.
And in the very last... No, I'm joking.
I say thank you, Sodai, but unfortunately this isn't the book we're looking for. I think it's late now. I think you should go home. I'll meet you tomorrow.
She says, yeah, you be careful getting home. I mean, you hear those bells, right? Something happened at the castle, I heard. I don't know what yet, though. They're not telling us anything.
That is way above my pay grade. I do not care.
Oh, well.
I've got a 10 p.m. bedtime. Sharp.
This is how I maximize my 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5.
I see. Don't work yourself too hard, okay? I'm looking forward to showing you my new potions. I've been working on one that uses like sweet potato and yarrow. I think it's going to be great.
That'll be great. Thank you very much, Sodai. Thanks for popping by work as well. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Okay, so you finish up, you walk home, and as you do, you walk past the Dorothy Church. I want you to roll intelligence for me. Or listening, if you've got that skill.
Hard pass.
Hard pass?
15.
So, just outside the window, you hear something along the lines of, Jadith uses natural processes, however, and a plague will kill Fjordell as well as Erlin. Jadith will protect his chosen. Nothing could hinder Jadith's empire. Pay attention, Ardith. I will show you a secret only few possess. Oh, what secret is that? I will show you how to destroy a nation. And then they both walk out the door and you don't hear anything else.
Perfect. I am going to make note of the names and see if I can purchase limited companies using those names and sell them the domains afterwards.
Sounds good. Perfect. All right. And you all head home.
Do I meet my roommate on the way out? Or
You walk past him and he says, oh, it turns out everything was okay with the soup. They didn't notice. But something bad is happening right now at the castle. I can feel it. I don't know what it is. I better get there quickly. Oh, wish me luck.
I'll see you tomorrow.
See ya. See ya. Best of luck, Rory.
Fucking hate that guy.
Percival, you are locked up in the dungeon.
An upgrade.
You know what? It might be a little bit bigger than your
Slightly
previous-
less rats.
But the bed is a bunch of hay, and there is no window, and your dog, poor Barnabus, is not with you. They probably brought him to a dog pound or something.
I shall burn this city to the ground.
To be mercifully put down.
Yeah, in fairness, they'll probably...
This would happen a long time
He
ago.
needed to go.
Yeah, I mean, they'll take one look at him and say, yeah, he doesn't need to be alive anymore.
Yeah.
He's lived long enough. But you hear the door at the end of the corridor open up, and in comes a very angry Iadon, along with a lot of guards. And he says,
My king!
my son, you killed my son. How could you? I trusted you. I spoke of you highly in front of Duke Telrii, and you did this to me. Idostomai, you will be executed tomorrow morning.
My king, please, it was not I. You know me. Percival the foolish, the Gigglesnort. Me, I know.
You were found in my son's room. My new daughter-in-law has said that you were the culprit.
No. My king,
I would never betray you.
I love you.
And the guard next to the king turns to the king and says, you wouldn't believe this shit, would you? And the king says, no, I would not.
My liege, please.
Make sure that the axe is blunt when you cut off his head.
Well, I have a very dainty neck. We would probably still do it in one. You could use a stick.
And you just see him walk out, ignoring your cries.
My king!
And shut him up! And later that night, you do see a Scion come towards you. It flutters down the corridor towards you. It comes to your cell and says, I am Ain. I suppose you are my new master. My lord.
What the heck are you?
My name is Ain. I am a Scion. I serve my master, but unfortunately Prince Raoden never chose a successor. So you are to be my master now.
Oh, you're the shiny. Yes, I remember you.
Might I ask, my lord, why it is you killed my previous master?
I'm gonna look around as if like to make sure there's nobody here, and it's like,
I wanted the shiny.
Which shiny are you talking about?
You!
You did this for me?
I didn't know you could talk.
Ah. Well, I will do my best to serve you.
What is it that you can do, shiny?
I can talk to people. I can show you other people. They must also have a Scion, though. You can have conversations with people through Scions. And if you need me to go fetch people, I can do that.
Well, talking will do me a whole lot of diddly squat now, will it? Can you get me out of here?
I will see what I can do.
I shall be free!
He flutters away, and we leave it for the night. And we will cut to tomorrow. So, I want all of you to roll your first sanity roll.
I have nothing in sanity. Well, am I supposed to have something there?
It's willpower.
Okay, willpower. I succeeded.
oh wait, yeah, that's the same, yeah.
I super succeeded.
I succeeded.
You all succeeded?
I less than quarter
The
succeeded.
sanest tree guys you've
It's
ever
less than a
met.
fifth.
Less than a fifth. Yep. 3.
So, Rory, you feel fine. All of you feel relatively okay. But there is a little bit of a lingering feeling of hunger that
Get
feels stronger than normal.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just get a delicious bowl of Lumpy's porridge.
A guard knocks on your cell, Percival. He looks at you and then grins and says, looks like your luck has run out.
You have something on your shirt.
He looks down.
You fool, you've been fooled by the foolish.
He says, well, clearly I'm not as big a fool as you, for you have been cursed for all eternity.
What? Me?
And I look down, and I see my body.
Your body is now graying. There are blotches all over your skin, and when you reach up for your hair, it comes out in tufts. But most of all, there is a deep hunger. It's not strong at the moment, but it feels like it shouldn't be as bad as it is.
Oh.
And he says, you're an Elantrian now. You're already dead. And we'll end it there.
Thanks for listening to the entire first episode of ParoDnD. I really hope you liked it. Any feedback, anything that you think we should improve or change, will be extremely helpful. As I said before, you can support both us and the Brotherwise Games Kickstarter through the link in the description. If you enjoyed it, please share this with your friends. If you hated it, please share it with your enemies. And we will see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you very much.